He is also a Hickory native, Jon Reep, stand-up comedian who won, what was it?
Last Comic Stand.
I was thinking what season it was, 5?
Season 5.
Okay, yeah, that had to be awesome.
That was
cool.
great, man. Cause,
was it pressure? Or was
it was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very nerve-wracking. When I do stand-up, I usually do an hour. But then when you're doing a show like that, you have to do 5-minute increments. And you have to get your set approved like a week in advance. And you can't deviate from it, yeah. Because they have to have every little word approved. If you have a joke that has Burger King in it, well, they're a sponsor. Don't say, can you switch it to Hardee's or something like that, you know? So they have to have it approved like a week in advance. And then what really is a bummer is if someone yells out during the show, like a heckle or something, you can't go after them. You have to just stick to your script.
Right,
so it makes you look like you're dumb or you're afraid or whatever.
You're just taking it.
Yeah, you have to take it.
Yeah.
So I remember doing a set and someone just yelling out, "Hemi guy!" like that. And I was just like, oh, because I wanted to talk about that.
Right, had to ignore it. Well, that's a far cry from when you first went to Hollywood from NC State you went to, right? And then to Hollywood.
Have you got a job background acting?
Yeah, it's one of those things. When I first moved to LA, my first roommate was this actor guy named Joe Stevens. Actually, he's been in some movies that you've probably seen. But he was kind of, he kind of helped me out a little bit. I said, what do you do? I mean, because I wouldn't make any money as a stand-up. I mean, when you first start, you don't really make any money. I was making maybe like $35 a set, $50 here. And he goes, well, what you can do is background work. And that's where you go to, big movies or TV shows. They need people in the background. Like, at a restaurant, just sitting there pretending to talk to other. And so I was like, sure, I'll do that. And I ended up, like, one of my first gigs was the movie Ali. Remember that movie?
Yeah, with Will Smith? You were in that movie?
You'll never see it. But I'm in that movie. They have a stadium scene where they're during one of the fights. And they have to fill an entire stadium of people, so it looks like it's a sold-out Ali fight, right?
Yeah.
But they can't afford to actually fill it with extras because that would cost way too much money.
50,000 extras or whatever.
Yeah. So what they do is they hire idiots like me to go sit in the stand, and then they give us cardboard cutouts of other people. Like a whole line of them, all like, on a stick.
Yeah.
And, like 8 in a row on each arm. And I'm just sitting there, and they just want you to move back and forth so it looks like there's movement in the background. So I remember just sitting, I was up in the nosebleeds by myself. No one's around me for like, miles it seems like. And I'm just sitting there doing this back and forth. This is Hollywood. This is why I moved to California. To move these
What a far cry from Hickory.
Yeah, I've made it.
I'm holding on to a stick with cardboard people. Did you see? Could you witness Will Smith? Was he a speck down
He was like the size of my fingernail, man. And I saw, what was it? Jamie, oh God, who was in that movie?
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx was in that movie. I saw him. But
They frown on you going, oh, Will! Right up man.
He could wait because he had 8 people attached.
Right, the 8 people were lifted up in the air. But that was, I did that, and also Gilmore Girls. I was in a stadium scene, Gilmore Girls. There was like a concert. So
you've got a specialty though.
Yeah,
you're not just an extra.
Yeah,
you're like a big crowd extra.
Well, actually,
he's 14 extra.
What I didn't tell you was when I even before that. My family was on vacation in Myrtle Beach one year. This was when I was like in the 7th grade or something. And my dad went out to get some supplies or ice or something. And he came back. He goes, "Who wants to be in a movie?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "I was just over here at the store, and they're looking for extras for this movie Shag. Do you remember that movie Shag?
Oh, it was about the dance thing.
Yes, the dance movie Shag. I mean, it came out in like 88 or 85 or something like that. And we're all like, "Yay!" And then we go down there, and I had to get my hair cut because it takes place in the 60s.
Oh, jeez.
So I had to get like a haircut with a comb over, and I hated it. And I had to wear stupid green shorts, man. I looked like an idiot, and then you just stand around all day sweating. And when the movie came out, I didn't see me at all.
But you knew you had to be in Hollywood now.
I knew the scene I was in, and I watched it later in slow motion, and I saw my leg. That's me, that's my leg.
My leg is famous.
When you first went to L.A. and started, did you do like a comedy about the Hickory and the Southern?
Yeah.
And how was that greeted at first?
Yes, well, it's kind of like you have to because they're looking at you like, what's this guy's deal? Why is he talking like that? He sounds funny.
He sounds funny.
So then you have to say, well, it's because I'm from here,
Right.
So that's sort of like your introduction is, yeah. So I totally, and they like it because anything unique is good, you know.
What's their perception of Hickory, North Carolina?
Well, here's honestly, it's weird. Like anytime you hear a Southern accent and you're not, and you're in LA or New York, people think you're either an idiot or you're an idiot and a racist because you're from the South.
You're both.
Yeah, he's probably a racist, you know. I was like, no, I love everybody, but it's I hate that stereotype, man. I hate it because it's like that's prejudice to think that. Right, because you're prejudging me just for having an accent.
Right.
That's like that makes you an anti-Southite. That's geographical profiling. I won't stand for
Jon Reep, you can see him at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte, CLT, ComedyZone.com, 980-321-4702. It's been a pleasure the last couple of days getting to know you. Good guy, man.
Likewise, man.
You are hilarious.
Thanks
you are too.
Oh, stop. Do go on.
I love you.